And this is for people who are young at heart and people who had their first experience of ASMR for like quiet time in school, reading time. Okay, let's get started. In the Arabian desert, Jafar, an evil sorcerer, told a thief named Kazim to enter the Cave of Wonders to fetch a magic lamp. Kazim walked towards the cave. A voice boomed, "Only one may enter here, one whose worth is far within the diamond in the rough." The cave would not let Kazim inside. "I must find this diamond in the rough," said Jafar. The next evening, in the city of Agrabah, a poor young man named Aladdin and his monkey Abu sat down to eat their first meal in days. But Aladdin realized there were others worse off than him, and he gave the bread to some hungry children. "Someday, Abu, things are going to change," said Aladdin, as he stared out at the Sultan's palace. Meanwhile, in the palace, Princess Jasmine was very unhappy. Her father, the Sultan, wanted her to marry a prince in just 3 days' time. "It's the law," he said. "You're a princess." "Then maybe I don't want to be a princess anymore," she replied, as she petted her pet tiger, Raja. "If I do marry, I want it to be for love." The Sultan didn't know what to do. He called upon his most trusted advisor, Jafar, for help. "Jafar, I am in desperate need of your wisdom," the Sultan pleaded. "Jasmine refuses to choose a husband." "Perhaps I can devise a solution," Jafar said, "but it would require the use of the mystic blue diamond." Jafar hypnotized the Sultan with his snake staff and then took his mystic ring. Jafar had a plan. He would persuade Jasmine to marry him, and then he would become Sultan of Agrabah. That night, Jasmine decided to run away. "I can't stay here and have my life decided for me," she told Raja. "I'll miss you." Outside the palace wall, Jasmine suddenly found herself in Agrabah's busy marketplace. Before long, Jasmine saw a hungry child. She took an apple from a fruit stand and gave it to him. also gave her